There is one thing that finally makes them regret losing you. Not another message, not a better apology, not a new way of proving your worth. It's something much quieter and much more dangerous. Cartel member, by the fire tonight, I want to show you the one shift that turns you from the one who chased into the one they remember at 2 a.m. The one thing that makes people sit with what they lost, without you doing anything to convince them. You've tried everything else. You tried explaining yourself. You tried improving yourself for them. You tried giving more chances than they deserved. All of that only taught them one thing. You will always be there. The one thing that makes them regret losing you is when that stops being true. Here is the dark truth about regret. People don't regret what they can still touch. They regret what they can no longer reach. As long as you keep showing up, answering, chasing, checking, waiting, they never truly feel your absence. They get to keep you and their ego at the same time. They can treat you casually and still be sure you will stay. They can disrespect your standards and still count on your forgiveness. They can pick you up and drop you whenever they're bored, lonely, or insecure. Why would they regret losing something that never goes away? Regret is not born from your pain. It is born from their lack of access. That's the part no one tells you. You can cry, beg, write paragraphs, send long voice notes, and they might feel guilty for a moment. But guilt is not regret. Guilt fades. Lack of access lingers. So what is the one thing that makes them regret losing you? You stop making yourself emotionally cheap, and you start living like you are genuinely hard to lose, not just in words, in patterns, in standards, in how you spend your days. The moment you quietly move your life out of their reach, emotionally, mentally, physically, you plant the seed of regret. But here's the twist. It only works if you don't do it for them. If you disappear just to get a reaction, you are still caught in their orbit. You're not gone. You're hiding behind a corner, watching. Real regret only grows when you are no longer playing the game at all. Let's bring in the Stoic perspective. The Stoics did not chase other people's validation. They were obsessed with one thing only: their own character. Marcus Aurelius wrote that your real value is measured by what you give your attention to. If you spend your days orbiting someone who treats you like an option, you become an option to yourself. Seneca would tell you that you teach people how to treat you by what you allow, not by what you preach. You can talk about self-respect all day. If you stay where you are consistently disrespected, your actions erase your words. The Stoic way is simple and brutal. If something threatens your character, you walk away from it. If someone makes you betray your own standards, you remove their power over your daily life. The one thing that makes them regret losing you is living so aligned with your values that your life without them becomes obviously better than your life with them. Not performatively, not on social media, in the quiet reality of your habits. So how do you actually do this? How do you become someone it is genuinely hard to lose? First, you stop asking, how do I make them regret? And start asking, how do I stop regretting myself? Step 1. Close the open doors. Regret cannot form if they still have a key. That means you stop leaving back doors into your life. No more answering midnight hey after days of silence. No more saving their number under a cute name. No more giving them updates about your life as if you're still together. You do not have to announce it. You simply shrink their access. Mute, unfollow, delete the chat if you need to. Not to punish them, but to protect the version of you that is trying to be born. Step 2. Stop living like a paused version of yourself. Many people secretly keep their life on hold, just in case that person comes back. They don't commit to new hobbies, new people, new cities. They live in maybe. Maybe we'll fix it. Maybe they'll change. Maybe I'll get them back. There is nothing attractive about a paused life. There is nothing to regret losing, because you yourself have not moved anywhere. The one thing that hits them is when your life clearly continued without them. You get in shape. You improve your skills. You deepen your friendships. You build things that have nothing to do with them. Suddenly, if they look over the fence, they don't see the same backyard. They see a different world. Step 3. Raise your standards and stick to them in new connections. Regret often comes when they see someone else benefiting from what they abused. Not because you're trying to make them jealous, but because your new standards expose how little they gave you. You no longer tolerate half answers. You no longer wait hours for basic replies. You no longer laugh at jokes that cut you down. You don't have to talk about it online. Your standards speak for you. When they meet you months later or stumble across your life from a distance, they notice that your eyes don't carry the same desperation, that you are no longer available on demand, that you became the person they always knew you could be, but they never helped you become. That gap between who you were with them and who you are now is where regret lives. Some examples. Example 1. You stayed in a situationship where you were always almost chosen. When it ended, you kept checking their profile, hoping they'd miss you. They didn't, because nothing in your life changed. Then you started living differently. You picked up a discipline, gym, craft, business, something that demanded your focus. You started going to places you had postponed, meeting new people, building new routines. Months later, they see you by accident. Not flexing, not bragging, just grounded, clear, busy. They recognize the version of you they always wanted, but now it exists without them. That's the moment their stomach drops. Example 2. An ex kept you as backup. They knew you'd always answer, always be friends, always be around. You quietly closed that door. You stopped replying to late-night leftovers. You allowed the discomfort of being alone instead of being half-chosen. At first, they shrugged. Then, when life hit them, they reached for you the way they always did. And for the first time, you were not there. Not angry, just not available. That's when the mind rewrites the story. Maybe I didn't just lose a person. Maybe I lost a safe place I thought would always exist. Example 3. Someone left you because they thought they could do better. They believed you were replaceable. You didn't fight for a role in their new movie. You focused entirely on building a life that feels good in your own chest. Later, when the excitement fades and reality hits them, they remember how calm it felt to be around you, how loyal you were, how stable. But now, if they try to come back, they don't meet the same version of you. They meet someone with boundaries, direction, and options. They may never say it out loud. But under their skin, regret burns. Now the protection rule. If you chase their regret, you're still owned by them. If your whole plan is, I'll become better so they suffer, you're still centering them in your story. The Stoic Cartel doesn't move like that. Your goal is not to make them hurt. Your goal is to stop hurting yourself. Regret, if it comes, is just a side effect. It's not the mission. Do not waste your life staging scenes you hope they will see. Do not perform your healing for their imaginary audience. Live in a way that you would regret losing you. Build a life that you would fight to stay in. Treat yourself in a way that makes it obvious you finally understand your value. If they one day feel the weight of what they lost, fine. If they never do, you still won. Because the point was never to change their mind. It was to change your life. Cartel member, let this sink in by the fire. The one thing that makes them regret losing you is not the message you send. It's the message your life sends without them. Close the old doors. Stop living on pause. Raise your standards and keep them there. Become someone who is truly hard to lose. Not because you're cold, but because you are finally whole. If this spoke to you, don't wait until tomorrow. Tonight, choose one area where your life is still waiting for them, and move it forward by one step without their permission. You are not here to be an optional chapter in someone else's story. You are here to be the main character in your own. Join the Stoic Cartel. Come back to the fire tomorrow. We'll keep building a version of you that no one ever forgets, especially the ones who thought they could lose you without consequence.